Good evening, Tallahassee. This is Jessica Alvarez, your student meteorologist with the FSU weather. So currently we are going to look at Doak Campbell Stadium and we have a beautiful sunset. Right now it is currently at a warm 81 degrees with a bit of a wind from the northeast at 8 miles per hour. And with our current temperatures right now, we are still sitting warm across the Big Bend. We do have some temperatures in the low 70s, but we also have temperatures around the coast around the low 80s. So going into not just the temperatures, but since we do have Tropical Storm Nicole heading for Florida, we do have some tropical watches and warnings issues, so make sure to do any sort of last-minute preparations before the storm hits. And also for the Tuesday night headlines, we are going to be tracking the tropics with Nicole and what Florida needs to know, hoping for some excellent Election Day conditions, and we'll be watching the wintry weather in the Northwest, and stay tuned for that.
Yes, we definitely have a busy evening of weather. We have a tropical storm approaching the east coast of Florida. It's Tropical Storm Nicole. This is your reminder annually that November is still part of hurricane season, so you can't let your guard down yet. You have to wait until November 30th at least to do that, and with climate change it could even end up being later because we are getting warmer. But today would be a good day, including tomorrow. Tomorrow would also be a good day to get your last preparations done because this storm is going to hit on Thursday. And if you're here in Tallahassee, some of these weather models are showing it going much further to the west and coming closer to a landfall in Panama City. So that's still a possibility, even though the track does have it east. It can still go on the west end of the track, and it could potentially impact our area starting on Thursday. So definitely get those preparations done tomorrow. While we are expecting nice, dry, and a little bit cooler weather tomorrow, and be prepared for Thursday. You're going to have strong winds, heavy rain, and possibly power outages. But now I'm going to pass things off to the wall with Joey.
Thank you, Nico. Yeah, we are obviously have those risks coming up in the next couple of days due to Tropical Storm Nicole. But currently in Tallahassee, as you can see over the stadium, what a view over the stadium. It's a beautiful picture over the stadium. Our current temperature is 81 degrees. But if you can get outside right now, I would definitely do so because it looks wonderful right now out over Doak Campbell Stadium. So for our temperature almanac right now, as you can see, we did actually a record high today. And if you got out to vote and you were at the polls today, you probably noticed that walking into the precinct or something because it was warm today. But we tied that record high temperature at 87 degrees. And currently throughout the region, we're seeing those temperatures in the low 80s to upper 70s. The sun's out, or we're seeing the sunset, but there's not much cloud cover currently. But those temperatures are still warm for this time of night. Our dew point temperatures are a little bit drier off to the east of Tallahassee and a little bit more moist off to the west. And this is because we have a tight temperature gradient between our high pressure system north and Tropical Storm Nicole down south, which is pushing in some drier air to the region right now. Looking at the current radar, we don't see much going on right now. A few pop-ups, showers have went through our area and down closer to Cross City or Lake City. But right now on the radar, we are looking beautiful. Tonight's low temperatures, we're going to see them drop off into the mid-50s throughout most of the region. Maybe a few clouds that pass through, build up as we get closer to seeing Tropical Storm Nicole into our area and into Florida. But the temperatures tonight should be wonderful. The high temperatures tomorrow are going to be a little bit lower. We're going to see those high temperatures in the mid-70s, maybe even lower 70s up north near Thomasville. But it should be a good day to go outside and do anything you need to do outdoors to prepare for what we could have in some rainfall and wind from Tropical Storm Nicole. Our future radar, you see those clouds start to move through tonight and into tomorrow morning. And then as we move even further on into tomorrow night and into Thursday, we're going to see Tropical Storm Nicole start to make its entrance into our region. And as you can see, we could have some pretty severe impacts from it. It's unknown right now where the exact path will be, but definitely start preparing because it could come in our region and you want to be prepared for that. Our marine forecast for today, as you can see, it's 74 degrees down in Panama City Beach, and our winds are from the north-northeast at about 5 to 10 knots. The seas are pretty calm right now, but we will probably start to see these waves start chopping up a little bit more as we get closer into the next couple of days due to Tropical Storm Nicole. At the res, we also have a great picture over the res. It's beautiful outside. The sun is setting. It's just a wonderful time to be out there and do anything you need to do. Our hourly forecast for the afternoon, it's going to be great. The temperatures are going to be in the low 70s. And then for the 7-day forecast, we see the tropical storm and the rain from Tropical Storm Nicole. And then it should get cooler and the sun will come out after that. So what are we looking at for the rest of the state of Florida, Jessica?
All right, we're going to be broadening our horizon to see what's going to be happening in Florida, especially with the tropical storm heading our way. So looking around Florida right now, as you can see, look at like some of the clear skies that we have. It looks really nice in St. George Island right now and the FSU res. And also Miami, looking super nice. Same thing Orlando. I know I have some family living there too, so really hoping for that nice weather, especially having that calm before the storm. So with our temperatures across Florida, we are still seeing some of those similar patterns that what we have seen in the Big Bend. We are seeing temperatures a bit in the 70s. We do have some in the 80s, such as Panama City Beach and Tallahassee. And we also are seeing some showers from West Palm Beach and Miami as well. So with that satellite and radar, as you can see within like the eastern side, you can see Tropical Storm Nicole and some of the rain that is like coming towards Florida. So just make sure to be prepared for that, because this is just a little bit of what we're going to be seeing. So with hurricanes, with tropical storms, what is something to be really important and really knowing about is the storm surge, because that is something that causes a large impact. So right here, as you can see within the coast, in these yellow lines, you can see storm surge up to 5 feet. And some of the blue areas, it's going to be up to 3 feet. So even though this is a tropical storm, you still want to be really careful with going into the beach. So we're going to be traveling around Florida and seeing when it's going to be impacting. So we're going to be seeing a lot of the impacts Wednesday in Miami, 90% chance of rain. Still going to be seeing a lot of showers on Thursday, but it's going to be clearing up on Friday. Some tolerable temperatures at least, but we'll still be having that rain. Going into Tampa, we're going to have a little more of that impact on Thursday, but you'll still be seeing some showers as early as Friday. We're going to have that through the 3-day outlook. Traveling to Orlando may not be the best time to go to Disney right now, so I would definitely hold out, especially to those annual pass holders. I've also been hearing more information where like Orlando will be like facing some delays and cancellations at the airports, so not a really good time for travel right now. So you're going to be seeing impacts Wednesday heading into Thursday, and then it'll be clearing up a little bit with some remnants of showers at Friday. And then going up into Jacksonville, into more of the panhandle portion, we are going to be handling into more showers Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Pensacola is luckily not going to have as much remnants of the showers or tropical storm. And probably with tonight's temperatures, what we're going to be seeing is some cooler temperatures, just a bit of a calm before the storm, some in the 50s, still some warmth within those 70s. So we're going to broaden our horizons. What else do we have in the southeast, Nico?
Thank you, Jessica. Yeah, we're going to be looking at an entire around the southeast. Here's the first graphic of your southeast. There's Tropical Storm Nicole. It could be Hurricane Nicole around making landfall on Thursday in central Florida. Look how close this gets to Tallahassee. This is about 6 in the evening on Thursday, only 48 hours from right now. I would bet we're probably going to be put under a tropical storm watch here in Tallahassee at the next advisory at 10 o'clock tonight. If you're in the peninsula, you want to finish your preparations by tomorrow morning. If you're up here, you got another day to finish them tomorrow, because the storm isn't going to start affecting Tallahassee until Thursday. But a look at your forecast for tomorrow. You can see the clouds and the rain. It's going to be cloudy in Tallahassee. You're starting to get clouds from Nicole tomorrow. It's going to be 74. It's just going to feel very cool after the 87-degree high that tied the record that we had today. As you go into South Florida, though, it is warmer down there, but you're getting the showers and storms, and especially Central Florida, you're having a lot of showers and storms from the outer bands of Nicole starting to come inland on Florida. So that's definitely something that you have to keep in mind tomorrow if you're going to be going out and about. So tomorrow evening you're going to start seeing the outer bands affecting Florida. You're going to have the threat of tornadoes. You're going to have the threat of flooding rains. So that's something to keep your eye on. But if you're looking around the southeast around campus, Mexico Beach, you need to watch this too. Some of the weather models do have this going as far west as you. Atlanta, you're not out of the woods either. The weather models, some of them have it going over you on Friday with heavy rain and wind. But you've got nice evenings all around these areas today. Blacksburg, Virginia, Charlotte, you're going to get rain from this too as it goes northeast. It's going to affect the entire East Coast. Obviously, you're going to have much less severe effects in that area. But looking at your southeast, it's currently 81 in Tallahassee. This is much warmer than average for this time of the year at this time of the night. It's not even going to get this warm tomorrow for the high for the whole day. As you go west, though, you haven't had the sunset yet in Shreveport, so you still have a sun icon. 74, that's a nice temperature. Now, if you look at Jacksonville, it's windy in Jacksonville. You're already getting an onshore flow in northeast Florida, which is going to just get stronger over the next couple days. As you look at your dew points, though, here's the dry air that we have over northern Florida. It's dry right now. That's going to change. You already got muggy air over the Florida Peninsula where you are closer to Tropical Storm Nicole. So that's definitely something to watch. But anyway, here's your dry air ahead of the storm. You can see Tropical Storm Nicole getting closer to, you can see Tropical Storm Nicole approaching the Bahamas, and eventually it is going to approach Florida. And as you see your wind speed and direction right now, look how much stronger it is, and look, there's no observation of Bahamas, but you can tell that it's really strong there. That's where you're having your tropical storm force winds. But right now, you've got tropical storm warnings for northern Florida, you've got a hurricane watch and a hurricane warning for parts of east central Florida, and you've got the tropical storm watch to the counties east of Tallahassee. But looking at your high temperatures for tomorrow, they're going to be much cooler than today, and it is going to be cloudy. But now I'm going to pass things off to Joey.
Thank you, Nico. Yeah, so now we're going to take a look at the United States as a whole. And you may think that the weather in the southeast due to Tropical Storm Nicole is crazy, but we also have a lot more weather to talk about throughout the entire continental United States. So as you saw there in our temperatures, we were a little bit warmer down in the southeast and then a little bit cooler up north and into the northwest. And these dew points also reflect this. We're seeing that the dew points are a little bit higher up and a little bit more moist down into like Texas and into the south of the south portion of the United States. And then we're a little bit drier and lower dew points as we get up into the northwest part of our country. So for the surface pressure maps, we're going to see, first off, you got to notice that we have that stationary front over parts of the southeast, northern Alabama, and northern Georgia, and that's helping, a high pressure north of that's helping to steer our tropical system, Tropical Storm Nicole, into the direction that it's heading into Florida. And then off west, as you can see, there's a lot going on out west. We have a long wave trough that's bringing in some moisture and some snow into higher elevations throughout California right now. And this will continue to push off to the east in our country and will continue to cause lots of weather throughout majority of our country over the next few days. So for active alerts throughout the northwest, we have a lot of winter advisories right down here in the mountains. We have a winter storm warning and then a lot of winter weather advisories throughout Idaho and up into Montana. And then we also have a winter storm watch over here into portions of North Dakota and South Dakota. And we could be seeing up to a foot of snow in portions of North Dakota and up into Minnesota. So definitely ready for that winter season to start coming up. Get those snow shovels up, snowmobiles, whatever you need to do to get that snow out of the way, because you're about to get a lot of it in a lot of areas throughout the country. So looking at the radar throughout the west right now, we do see that rain turning into snow in California over the mountains. This is overlaid on a drought monitor. So as you can see, this precipitation that we're experiencing, the snow and the rain, is much needed for this portions of the country because we're in a pretty severe drought throughout a lot of the west, especially into California and Nevada. So this precipitation that we're experiencing due to this winter system is definitely beneficial for most of the region. So for the snow forecast for the 72 hours in the GFS model, we're going to see that we could see up to about 20 inches of snow throughout some of the mountains in California. And then throughout lower elevations, we'll see a little bit less, just about 1 to 2 inches of snow, a lot of the area into Utah, but definitely going to be seeing snow throughout most of the region. And also we're going to be seeing some rainfall with this system throughout California and Nevada. And so now we're going to look at the Midwest, in the middle of the country, we're going to see that storm outlook. We definitely have a slight risk of storms. It's from the same system, just pushing off to the east. We're going to be seeing more storms start to pop up around Iowa and into northern or northwestern Missouri. So it's definitely time to get ready for some severe weather. Here's a look at that future radar. We're going to see that the storms are going to start popping up, and we're going to see the line really start to solidify itself Thursday afternoon into Kansas City, St. Louis, Cedar Rapids, definitely some cities that need to be ready for some severe weather coming their way Thursday afternoon. And then this will continue. You see down here we have the Tropical Storm Nicole, and also that system continues to push off to the east and starts to weaken out and die out as we get into Thursday night and into Friday morning. This is also beneficial rain because we are in part of a drought throughout this part of the country as well. Not as severe, but definitely good to get some rain over areas that we're seeing drought. So it's good rain for majority of our country that these systems are bringing. The low temperatures tonight, we're going to see 10 degrees in Billings, Montana. That is cold, but we are a little bit warmer down in the south. Miami, 75, which is also one of the reasons we have these warmer temperatures from the tropical storm. And our high temperatures tomorrow, once again, 13-degree high temperature in Billings, Montana. That is cold. So now we're going to go over to the desk with Genevieve and Jessica to hear some about the tropics.
Yes, Joey. So you mentioned that severe weather going on into the plains. Now let's talk about some really serious weather that we've mentioned throughout the show. Tropical Storm Nicole. Now, Tropical Storm Nicole is coming our way, and what day is it? It's November 8th, Election Day, actually. So November storms aren't very likely. We don't typically think of really tropical storms or hurricanes coming in November. And that we really want to stress to you all that the estimated arrival time for Tallahassee area will be Wednesday night going into Thursday morning. So if you are in South Florida, please be careful Wednesday morning.
And even with that, like besides like looking at the winds, we should also be careful with the flash flood because you can see a lot of Florida is at that marginal slight risk. So be very careful with like traveling, especially within these like last few days, and just be like very cautious when it comes to that rain input.
Absolutely. So flash flood is definitely something to look out for. Storm surge is definitely something to be wary of when you are on the coast. But November storms, they're rare, but guess what? We have one. And actually, there were many prominent major hurricanes that occurred in November, such as Hurricane Ida in 2020, which made landfall as a major hurricane, Category 4 in early November, as well as Hurricane Otto, a Category 3 that made landfall in late November, getting towards November 24th, actually.
And it's not too late to do those last-minute preparations, so make sure to bring out any outdoor furniture, lay any sandbags, make sure to park your car in a safe place, especially if you have a garage, and also put up like shutters, boards like on your windows as well. It's not too late. Any last-minute preparation will definitely help the impact of the storm. So we're going to be looking a little bit more into the tropics, so Nico will be giving a lot of details of what we should be expecting.
Yes. So we're going to be taking a look at your tropics and look at what name we're on. We're already on Nicole. This will be our 14th named storm of the year. We're already above average for the year. Once again, that's been something that we've been saying for the past few years. We've also got an area to watch in the northern Atlantic. This isn't going to affect anyone but fish. Here's our main story right now. It's Tropical Storm Nicole, which is approaching the Bahamas. They're going to get hit tomorrow. So if you know anyone in the Bahamas, you might want to let them know what's going on out there because, yeah, that's going to be there very quickly. It's speeding up faster than we expected. It could now be affecting Tallahassee area as early as Thursday. But here's your storm up here. We've got a low chance of development, around 20 to 30% for this, but it doesn't really look that great right now. It's not going to affect anyone, so that's not our main focus. But if you know anyone boating out here, you probably don't, but if you do, then they're going to have some rough seas from this. But here's our main event right now. It's Tropical Storm Nicole, and the wind is currently 45 miles an hour. No, it upgraded to 65 recently. It's moving to the west at 13 miles an hour. It is speeding up, as you can see, and you're already starting to get the clouds on the coast of Florida. These clouds are from Tropical Storm Nicole, and you're starting to get rain bands in parts of the Bahamas right now. And here's your active alerts, though. You have a hurricane warning for parts of east central Florida. You need to be ready for this storm. A hurricane warning means you're expecting hurricane conditions within the next 36 hours. The area in blue, you're expecting tropical storm conditions in the next 36 hours with the tropical storm warning. And the tropical storm watch, which goes almost to Tallahassee, indicates that these areas are expecting have a possibility of tropical storm conditions in 48 hours. Those will likely get upgraded to warnings at 11 p.m. tonight, and I think Tallahassee will be put into a tropical storm watch when that happens. So definitely be prepared for that. But here's your storm surge. The St. Johns River, I'm from St. Augustine, and the St. Johns River is probably going to flood once again. It tends to flood when you get the wind coming all down the river. And you're also going to get storm surge along the east coast, along the intercoastal. Storm surge is one of the most dangerous things in a hurricane, so that's something you definitely need to be aware of. But look at your wind gust forecast. This is your wind gust forecast just 24 hours from now on Wednesday evening. 53 mile per hour wind gusts, 58 mile per hour wind gusts. This isn't even the main part of the storm. That's tomorrow evening. But here's the current cone. The current cone takes it just east of Tallahassee. We'll be on the west side of the storm, so maybe not as high of a threat of tornadoes and storm surge as we have east of us, but we're still going to be able to get the wind and the rain here. And here's where you're going to have the main system go, just to the east of Tallahassee. But hurricane season reminder runs through November 30th. You want to update your hurricane kit now, and definitely stay aware of all the watches and warnings and tropical advisories in your area. But now I'm going to pass things off to Joey.
Thank you, Nico. Yeah, so now we're going to take a little look at the lifestyle of Tallahassee. Right now at the polls, it's 79 degrees. If you haven't gotten out to vote yet, you have about 40 more minutes, so I would definitely try to get out to the polls in these next 40 minutes. And it's going to be beautiful weather out there in case you haven't yet gone. So definitely get out there to vote. 79 degrees right now. And tonight in Tallahassee, it's going to be 53 degrees, which is also beautiful conditions. Maybe a little bit cooler, though, so you might want to bring a jacket or a little sweater or something if you decide to go outside tonight. If you're going to go on a drive tonight, we're also going to see those temperatures start to drop off. 68 at 9 p.m., but then as we get to 1 a.m., the temperature is 60 degrees. It'll be a little bit cloudy, but nothing really to worry about of rain or anything severe in terms of overcastness or hard to see. At the airport, though, it is pretty easy to get out of right now. There's no delays right now in the airport. We could see some delays possibly, maybe, if we get into Thursday, depending on the track of the storm. But right now, there's no delays at our airport. So for the dog walk forecast tomorrow, we're going to see that early on in the morning, it's going to be kind of cool. It's going to be 54 degrees outside. So if you are walking the dog, it might be a good idea to bring a sweater or a jacket, like I mentioned earlier. But it should warm up pretty well throughout the day, and we should be seeing 63 degrees around 11 a.m. So that'll be a beautiful conditions outside. At the beach, though, we're going to see that the air and water temperatures are very similar right now, 74 degrees in the air and in the water. The winds are going to be a little bit stronger, though, north-northeast at 14 miles per hour. And we are going to have a high risk of rip currents, which we usually see with tropical systems. So definitely be careful if you decide to get into the water, because the rip currents we do have a high risk for rip currents currently. So Veterans Day in Tallahassee is going to be so we're going to have that storm move through Thursday, a lot of rain and wind and overcastness. But then after the storm on Friday, Veterans Day, it's going to be 73 degrees, only a 20% chance of rain, maybe some stray showers after the approach of Tropical Storm Nicole. But it should be a great day on Veterans Day if you're going to do anything outside on Veterans Day on Monroe Street or downtown or anything. Light winds and beautiful temperatures. We do have an away football game at Syracuse at the JMA Dome, or as the people in Syracuse like to call it, the Bounce House. So it's going to be 41 degrees on Saturday night in Syracuse. If you're going to be at the game and you work anywhere, it might be a good idea to bring a jacket if you're walking to the dome. It'll be nice inside the dome, but definitely going to be cool on your walks in and out of the dome with a slight chance of rain at about 30%. Our 4-day outlook now, we are going to see that Thursday and Friday, we do have a little bit of a chance of rain, a lot more on Thursday as the approach of Tropical Storm Nicole. But then once Friday comes, those temperatures will start to rise back up a little bit. 78 degrees Friday, 77 on Saturday, and the rain should clear out as we get into Saturday. So Jessica, why don't you give us one last look at the local?
Of course, I would love to. So we still have like those last remnants of the sunset. Now you just see those like beautiful skies right here at Doak, but we have still a warm temperature at 81 degrees from that wind in the northwest at 8 miles per hour. And with our current temperatures across the Big Bend, we still are having some of those low 70s. Also some higher 70s. We still have like a little bit warmth at Tallahassee with 81 degrees. And our dew points right now, it's pretty dry, especially around Thomasville and Valdosta. So it's still pleasant, but it's still having like some of that dry air, so maybe not as much as you really want it to. We are having some winds from the northeast, as you can see within Donaldson, Thomasville, Valdosta, and Tallahassee. And then going with our local radar right now, you see like the calm before the storm, not much precipitation, but you did see some green around Tallahassee. That right now is ground clutter. So that is where you could see some smoke, some birds, but not any sort of precipitation to worry about. And with our low temperatures, it's going to be really cool. So if you want to have like a nice walkout, want to do some studying outside for any sort of like last minute midterms or early studying for finals, we are having some really nice temperatures in the mid 50s. And tomorrow with our high temperatures, getting a little bit cooler, really pleasant at Thomasville, Monticello, and Tallahassee, all in those 70s, so make sure to enjoy that weather. And with the future radar, within the later week, you're going to be seeing Tropical Storm Nicole coming in Wednesday into Thursday. So make sure to have those like rain jackets if you happen to go outside, but still be really careful with that heavy rain. And some of the last minute of marine forecast, 74 degrees, pretty pleasant, but you do see those seas up to 1 foot. Just a little indicator before the storm comes. Hourly forecast, we are going to have some pretty pleasant temperatures, as mentioned before, coming into like the mid 60s, going to 71, and within 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. And with our 7-day forecast, right now we are having some of that precipitation coming in on Thursday and Friday with the hurricane, and then it's going to be clearing up. Luckily for Veterans Day and also for the weekend. So I'm finally going to like head out to the desk to close out the show.
Thank you, Jessica. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to monitor Tropical Storm Nicole over the next few days. Luckily, we have nice weather before it, nice weather after it, but you need to use the nice weather tomorrow to prepare for this storm.
Definitely important to use tomorrow to prepare, whether you're in Tallahassee or whether you're in South Florida and cities like West Palm Beach or Boynton Beach. I know some schools down there have started to close, so definitely tomorrow morning you want to finish those preparations up.
Yeah, I've actually, since I'm from St. Augustine, I'm getting the news notifications from that area. I know that their schools are closed tomorrow, and other schools in bordering districts are closed tomorrow and Thursday as well. So that's a sign of what's to come. They need to use that tomorrow to prepare with the impact expected on Thursday.
Yes, definitely. And one more thing, if you haven't gone out to vote yet, you have about 30 minutes left from the time we're talking right now to the end of the day to get out and vote. And it's going to be beautiful weather out there currently in Tallahassee to get out and vote.
Yeah, today's definitely a good day to vote if you haven't done it yet, because the weather's nice and it's going to be a nice walk to the polling location. You don't need to worry about the storm quite yet. You need to keep it on your mind and be ready to get prepared tomorrow should the track continue to shift west. But you can always follow us on Twitter at www.twitter.com/FSUweather.
And then you can also like us on Facebook, www.facebook.com/FSUweather.
You can always watch us live on YouTube at www.youtube.com/FSUweather like you are now.
And then you can also follow us on Instagram at FSUweather.
Yeah, and you can always send us pictures. We'll see those, and if we get good pictures, especially with the hurricane coming in, that'll always be cool.
Yes, so we're going to leave you with one last look at our 7-day forecast. Have a great afternoon, Tallahassee.